Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of History Exposed. Today, we delve into the chilling tale of Jack the Ripper, one of the most notorious and enigmatic serial killers in history. Join us as we explore the dark streets of Victorian London and attempt to unravel the mysteries. Before we begin today, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications to always stay up to date with our new videos, and make sure to watch till the end, as you may miss out on some key information in this investigation. Enjoy. Good day, viewers. Today, we venture into the heart of darkness, a time when fear gripped the streets of London. In the late 1800s, the city became a hunting ground for a deranged killer known as Jack the Ripper. His brutal slayings of women in the impoverished Whitechapel district shocked the world and continue to captivate our imaginations to this day. Let us begin our journey by understanding the backdrop against which these gruesome events took place. Victorian London was a city of stark contrast. On one hand, it was an epicenter of innovation and progress, but on the other, a breeding ground for poverty and social inequality. The Ripper chose his victims from vulnerable women working in the city's dark underbelly, prostitutes struggling to survive. The first victim, Mary Ann Nichols, was found brutally murdered on August 31st, 1888. This marked the beginning of a reign of terror that would last several months. The Ripper's victims, often referred to as the canonical five, were Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. Their killings followed a pattern of escalating violence, each more horrific than the last. I'll now give a brief overview of each of the victims. Mary Ann Nichols, known as Polly, was the first victim. She was a middle-aged prostitute struggling to survive in the harsh reality of the time. On August 31st, 1888, her lifeless body was found in Bucks Row, her throat brutally slit. Annie Chapman, a mother of three, was the Ripper's second victim. She faced immense hardships in her life and resorted to make ends meet. On September 8th, her body was discovered in the backyard of 28 Hanbury Street. Her throat was slashed and her abdomen was viciously mutilated. The next victim was Elizabeth Stride, a Swedish immigrant who worked as a prostitute. On September 30th, her life was brutally taken in Dutsfield Yard. Unlike the previous victims, Stride's murder seemed interrupted, leading some to believe that the Ripper was disturbed during the act. Just hours after Elizabeth Stride's murder, the Ripper struck again. Catherine Eddowes, a destitute woman, fell victim to savagery. Her mutilated body was discovered in Mitre Square on September 30th, 1888. The Ripper's brutality escalated. The final known victim of Jack the Ripper was Mary Jane Kelly, a young and vulnerable woman. On November 9th, 1888, her body was discovered in her room on Miller's Court. The scene was unimaginably gruesome, as Kelly's body was mutilated beyond recognition, indicating the Ripper's escalating frenzies. The killer's methods were as disturbing as they were precise. He meticulously targeted specific organs, suggesting a certain level of anatomical knowledge. The nature of his crimes sent shockwaves through the city, inciting panic and speculation. But who was Jack the Ripper, and what motivated him? Numerous theories and suspects have emerged over the years, ranging from local butchers to royal conspiracies. However, the true identity of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery, shrouded in the fog of time. Some believe he may have been a doctor or a member of the upper class, using his knowledge and privilege to evade capture. I'll now give you the most well-known suspects for the Jack the Ripper case. Our first suspect is Aaron Kosminski, a Polish immigrant and a resident of the Whitechapel. At the time of the murders, Kosminski had a history of mental illness and was known to have deep-seated hatred for women. Some believe that his occupation as a hairdresser may have provided him with the anatomical knowledge necessary to commit such gruesome acts. However, the evidence against Aaron remains circumstantial, and his roles in the killings is heavily debated. Number 2. Montague John Druitt. Next on our list is Montague John Druitt, an educated barrister who tragically ended his own life shortly after the final Ripper murder. Druitt was murdered to have a connection to the Whitechapel area and displayed signs of mental instability. However, the evidence linking him directly to the crimes is limited, leading to many questions for his guilt. Number 3. Francis Tumblety. Our third suspect is an intriguing one. Francis Tumblety, an eccentric American quack doctor who had a particular fascination with female organs. Tumblety was in London during the time of the murders and was arrested on unrelated charges. Although he managed to escape to the United States, his specific behaviour and misogynistic views have cast a shadow of suspicion over him. 4. James Maybrick. Now, let's discuss a controversial suspect, James Maybrick. A Liverpool cotton merchant, Maybrick became a prime suspect after his diary supposedly detailing the Jack the Ripper crimes surfaced. Some argue that the diary was a hoax, while others believe it to be genuine. The authenticity of the diary and its connection to Maybrick's alleged crimes remain fiercely debated among Ripperologists. And yes, that is what they're called. Number 5. Jill the Ripper theory. Lastly, we want to touch on an unconventional theory, the idea that Jack the Ripper was in fact a woman known as Jill the Ripper. Some researchers speculate that a female killer may have been gone unnoticed amidst a male-dominated investigation. Although intriguing, concrete evidence supporting this theory is scarce, leaving it as more of an intriguing possibility than a solid lead. The Ripper's reign of terror abruptly ended, leaving behind a city scarred by fear and unanswered questions. His crimes forever etched into the annals of criminal history. Today, we pay homage to the victims and the countless lives forever altered by Ripper's atrocities. As we conclude our exploration of Jack the Ripper's dark legacy, let us remember the victims and joining us on this chilling journey through the streets of Victorian London. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to watch our next video. Goodbye.